She wants me to sit up.
No, it doesn't. This is going to be us the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello everyone, welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about
Board games.
And
board gamey things.
Exactly. We are here today with a first impressions video. And today's video is on Sail Legacy from Allplay, who very kindly sent us this copy of the game to test out before it comes out. So, here's the thing. This is a Legacy game.
Yep.
It is packed full of spoilers, and we are not going to be spoiling anything today.
We're not allowed to.
Not allowed to spoil anything, okay? We can't. We said we wouldn't, and so we won't. And so what we're going to do today, number one, is we're just going to give a little overview of what Sail is, what Sail Legacy is, and then just talk about what we thought about our experience. Let's put this down for 1 second. We'll just put it over here. That's fine. Let's talk about Sail, okay? So obviously, Sail Legacy is based off of this game, Sail, which came out a little while ago from, you guessed it, Jeff.
I did.
Allplay.
I did.
You didn't even say it, but
I
you
did
guessed
guess
it.
Yep.
Now, Sail is a 2-player only cooperative trick-taking game.
Yes, it is. It's
Okay.
very difficult.
It is a very difficult 2-player only trick-taking game. And it is on Board Game Arena, where you can play it. Jeff, you were just recently playing a game
I don't know
of
if
it.
it's an alpha or beta, though.
Oh, good point. I don't know.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't
it's
matter.
on BGA, either in alpha or beta or available. I don't know.
And you want to know what? You could join our Discord, and then you could play it with us if you want.
Could. Yeah, I did play it on BGA and lost.
Mm-hmm. And we've played it in person
and
as
also
well.
Lost.
And also lost. Yeah, it's difficult. So basically what you're doing is you're playing through different scenarios, and the scenarios are going to give you some kind of a goal. And the goal is generally to get to the end spot.
To get to an area on the map.
Exactly. Now, there are also going to be different ways that you can lose this game, because there's cloud tokens. If you don't pass them in time, you're going to lose. How it's going to work, and this is going to be very true for Sail Legacy as well, is you are dealt a hand of cards, you will have a hand limit, and then you are trying to reach a trick threshold.
Yep.
Okay? And so you are going back and forth
I wouldn't say necessarily trying to meet a trick threshold. There is a trick threshold.
The trick threshold is basically what ends the round.
Yeah.
And there are going to be a series of rounds, and whoever the cube is facing is the captain. It's pirate themed. I don't know if you could tell.
Yeah.
But what you're going to be doing is you're playing out tricks.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the tricks, they have their own suits. There's no trump suit or anything like that. But they have a suit, which is the color of the card. They have a rank, which is the number. And then they have some kind of an icon.
Yeah.
The icons are very important because the combinations of icons are what are going to trigger different things that allow you to move your ship along the map, or potentially attack a kraken in the base game.
Probably a good time to mention that in this game there is a map that you have a boat or ship on. Jamie failed to mention that.
I said pirates.
Probably a key thing to know. When you're playing this game, you have a little a bunch of different little maps, and ultimately you're moving a ship meeple along this map with there's open waters, there's cloud tokens, there's rocks. There's krakens, there's all of these things that you're trying to navigate through.
Exactly. So that's what you're doing. Now, the different combination symbols are going to let you do a bunch of things. There's ship wheels. I don't know the names for anything, but there's ship, like a boat ship wheel. There are cannons. There are krakens. There are mermaid tails that also look like whale tails. Bunch of different stuff. And all of the different combos of those are going to affect different things. That is going to be very similar in Sail Legacy. However, in base Sail, you're given those cards to start, and you have those combinations.
Yeah.
Whereas in this game, everything is kind of developed over time because it's a legacy game.
Yeah.
All right? But that's how Sail works. You're playing out tricks, and you are trying to get to your destination. If you do, you're awesome. If you don't, you're a terrible pirate.
Yeah. And I'll just quickly mention, because, again, it wasn't mentioned. Mm-hmm. When you win tricks, you're going to activate that ability, and that's normally how you're going to move.
Yeah.
And whoever wins a trick, you're going to move in the direction of that person.
That's right.
Which is, I think, a key thing that's going to come into play with Sail Legacy.
It's also really interesting because most of the movement that you're doing in the games is kind of like almost to a diagonal because you're going
on how the map hexes are. They're basically diamonds.
Exactly. But you are able to, through some circumstances, to move straight, which gets you to where you need to go quicker. You are attacking NPCs and doing all of these things. So that's basically Sail. It's a cooperative trick-taking game where you are trying to reach an objective, reach a destination, and trying to not die.
Yes.
Okay?
Which you will fail.
Yeah, it's going to happen. Then we have Sail Legacy. Sail Legacy is expanding on Sail. The mechanic of the game is still trick-taking. We are still playing tricks. You are still, and in Sail, you will either randomly deal out or choose a captain card. The captain is going to give you some kind of an ability. You're going to see similarities to that in Sail. So you are going to have a character that you're playing. Whether or not you're the same character all the time, I don't know. The point is, we have the first 11 chapters. That's all we've played, just so everybody knows. But
so there could be stuff we don't even know about.
Exactly. But this is a legacy game. If you don't know what that means, it essentially means that you are building out a story, kind of like a campaign. However, depending on the choices that you make, you are destroying things. You are putting stickers on stuff. You are adding things in. And the game is going to start you off at a very basic level.
It's so funny trying to talk about this when you can't talk about anything.
It's hard. So, but you are starting off at a very, very basic level. Like you don't even get access to all of the card types. We could say that. You don't, okay? Yeah. And then you're going to kind of learn more and more as it goes. So every chapter that you play, you are going to discover more. Yeah. You're going to have more components. You're going to learn more story. You're going to meet more characters.
And that's all baked into a narrative story.
Exactly. Which, by the way, the narrative story is written by Julia Hearn. So shout out to Julie. She's awesome. So that's what you're doing. You're playing, and you are still playing a cooperative trick-taking game. Now, each scenario is going to give you a goal that you are trying to achieve.
Yeah.
Then it has an atlas book, and I can say this, that is going to give you your map. And then there are going to be story points that pop up depending on things that you hit or rounds that you meet, and you will have exactly, and you will have a logbook which then reads you a story.
Yeah, okay? I think the best way to think about this game, again, with not mentioning spoilers or anything like that, is you're playing Sail with a narrative story baked around it.
Exactly, and you have a lot of decisions that you are kind of like, you're making decisions, but you're also relying on the cards that you have. And I think it's important to know, or at least we found in our play, keeping in mind that Jeff and I are not good at board games. We're just not. And sometimes, we lose. So maybe it's just us. But I think it's almost set up to be difficult in that way because it forces the story in different points.
Yeah, I would say there's definitely...
We lost the first chapter.
There's thresholds. There's thresholds, I think, to be like, if you do this, awesome. And here's a really great, bonus. But there are certainly areas where it's like, this feels impossible. And it probably is.
Because a pirate's life is not an easy life.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys knew that. But what that is also saying that you and your partner, whoever you're playing with, can play through this entire game and have a completely different story and experience to somebody else.
Yep.
Okay? So just know that's what it is. Are you going to be destroying stuff? It's a legacy game. Yes, you are. If you have an issue with that, legacy games might not be for you.
Yeah.
Some people have a hard time with stuff like that. We don't, personally.
I'm assuming, most of these games do come out with some form of, I don't know if this is the case, but most of these games come out with like a recharge pack or something to that effect to reset it.
So let's talk about our first impressions of the game. What have we thought, keeping in mind that we don't have access to the whole game?
Or are allowed to talk about anything.
Or are allowed. So once again, we can't talk about anything because we want to make sure that you get to experience it. So this portion is really like, what are our thoughts, our initial thoughts? Like, did we enjoy it? Our experience type of thing.
Sure.
So Jeffrey, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think I've been pretty clear on this channel since we started that cooperative games are not really my cup of tea. So take that for what it is. I know I'm in the minority when it comes to cooperative trick takers. I think they're very, very popular. I don't tend to like them very much. That all being said, I prefer this over this. I actually felt a little bit more. So my issue with cooperative games in general is I like to win. Like I'm a competitive person. I like to win. But what I found in this is like, even though it was cooperative, having that established, like, hey, what's this thing on the map? Like, we should go there or whatever, gave me that sense of like winning. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, whereas in the normal version of Sail, which again is very popular and very, very challenging, and I love trick takers, so I think like in terms of cooperative games, trick taking cooperative games are probably a little bit higher than like other cooperative games. So take that for what it is. But I found in Sail Legacy, like, yeah, there was enough stuff for someone like me baked into the game that kind of removed the cooperative nuance, I guess, that makes me maybe not like cooperative games, which is like, you know, where we both win, yay. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And it's really neat. Like, I love pirate themed stuff, so I mean, I think that's definitely a plus for this game. But I would say if you're like me and you're not huge on cooperative games in general, be mindful of this because it is cooperative, and you know, you have to be willing to kind of dive into that. Yeah.
You have to be willing to cooperate. Yeah. So here are my thoughts. I love pirates. Pirates are cool. Trick taking is also awesome. I am especially bad at cooperative trick taking games. I really like them. I like to feel like I'm part of the team, but if you are someone who struggles with that, and I know that I'm not the reason, but sometimes I feel real guilty because I know we're losing because I don't know the right card to play. Now, one thing about this game, however, is that losing isn't as bad as you think it's going to be.
I was going to talk about that, but yeah.
Because the story is just going to go wherever the story goes. And you losing doesn't mean, oh, I don't get to play anymore. Yeah. And that is the case in some legacy games. That can be the case in some like campaign games, and that is not the case in this game.
Yeah, well, even in like regular Sail, like if you lose, you just start over,
pick a different one or whatever. It's not the case in this. And so that makes it feel nicer. And we kind of realized that as we lost the first one, and then didn't do super great on the second one. But it doesn't really matter. It's just that's okay. Well, then we're just going to be taking you down this story path.
I do appreciate that it doesn't coddle. Like, it's challenging right from the get-go. Yep. So I think that can be a negative or a positive, depending on what you prefer. Yep. And again, like, take all of this with a grain of salt. Like, our skill set at playing board games might not be as high as yours, so you might play this and be like, this is so freaking easy. What are they talking about? But we found it challenging right from the get-go. Yeah. And it is a limited communication game. I don't know if we've mentioned that
yet. We didn't mention that. That's a really good point.
Yeah, so...
we struggle with that.
In Sail.
We like
that's another thing with, like, a lot of these cooperative trick takers that inhibit your communication. That's where I struggle tremendously.
We're really bad at it because we'll just start being like, okay, well, now we need to do this. And we're like, oh, we're really not supposed to say
you know, that. We're big talkers, and, you know, that is a struggle. Yeah. But that is a key point of this. Like, there is limited communication. You're allowed to, like, kind of do some stuff and talk about before, you know, tricks are done, but you can't talk a lot. And we should mention, you do pass a card. That's another thing we didn't mention.
Oh, yeah.
You do pass a card to start the round, so you are kind of giving each other somewhat information.
Unless you're me, and I'm like, if I wanted to give you information, what should I give?
Like, and
I don't know.
It can be difficult, especially, again, early on, when you only have a certain selection of cards and certain, you know, smaller card pool. If you get shuffled out, like, some bad cards, you're going to struggle. Yeah. And I think that's intentional. Yeah. So if you like challenging campaign games or challenging games in general, I mean, this definitely felt it.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to keep going. So that was the first thing. I like that it's almost like a, not fail forward, but whatever. There are a lot
I think it's fail forward. I think it's fair.
Yeah, there are a lot of fun surprises in the box that I'm not allowed to talk about, but you get to open stuff.
Yeah.
I really want to say something, but I'm not going to say it.
Sure.
I made something really cool. There. Oh, that's all I'm going to say. Remember?
Yep.
And so there's a lot of like fun little things. I can definitely, now if you've got like, it's 11 plus.
Sure, yeah.
So not for little kids, unless you have a kid that like knows trick taking and is interested in the story.
Those numbers are all subjective.
The story is really cool. The characters are really funny and like like I was reading in the pirate voice, which made me sound like an old Southern man. So I was
going to say, if you have kids, they might just enjoy listening
watching
to the story.
Or whatever it might be. So that part was really fun as well. And throughout it, I think it's safe to say, but there are NPCs and like different story branches and characters that you're going to meet. But if you enjoy Sail, which I do enjoy Sail, I really like playing cooperative trick-taking games, even though I'm the weakest link and I know that I'm not good at them. I kind of find that part a little bit funny. Like I played Lord of the Rings trick-taking game with like Nick, Mike, and Max, and they were like, why would you play that? And I would be like, I honestly don't know what I'm doing, but I'm having a really fun time doing it. Like even to the point where we're passing cards and I'm like, Jeff, I don't know, like if I wanted to give you information, what kind of card from my hand should I give you? And I'd be like,
we can't say that.
He's like, but if you had a lot of, this kind of card, you might want to give me one. And I'm like, okay, just give it to her.
I mean, I think objectively this game is very good. I mean, Sail is very well liked.
Yeah.
And this is just more of it. Like, so even though I'm sitting here being like, well, if you don't like cooperative games, like, it has nothing to do with the game itself.
But it's a good,
it's a personal thing for me. But again, if you like Sail, this is just more Sail.
Now, that being said, it is a lot of story.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reading. So just keep that in mind. Like every new chapter, you're going to be reading through potentially like pages of story and then adding stuff and taking stuff away and doing all of that.
Yeah.
So if that's something that you're not so sold on, then you can always just play Sail if you like. But if you enjoy campaigns and legacy and trick taking, I think this, like when Jeff and I were playing it, I said, this is really clever because I don't know of any trick-taking legacy games. Like it's not a mechanic that like you build a whole legacy around. Usually it's like these big campaigns and this whatever and whatever it might be. So I do think if you are a fan of Sail, it's beautiful. The components are great. It's all play, so you know the components and the production's going to be awesome.
Do you need a copy of Sail to play Sail Legacy?
No. Everything you need's in the box. But it doesn't hurt. If you want to travel with Sail.
Maybe you want to test this out first.
And you can do that on Board Game Arena. I will mention that. Once again, we don't know at what level. But join our Discord and send me an invite and I'll play with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is kind of our first initial thoughts on Sail Legacy. Like I said, we have the first 11 chapters, and that is like a limited amount of the game.
There's a lot of content.
Those are our thoughts. Sail Legacy is going to be going on Kickstarter on July 8th. We will have the links, everything you need to know. It's Jeff's birthday. A pirate's life for Jeff. We're going to be eating Italian food. Pirates love Italian food. So all the links, everything that you need will be in the description of this video. I am sure that on the Kickstarter campaign, you will also have access to more things, although I think you could just buy it right on their website. So I'll make sure to link Allplay's website in the description below as well. Now I know there's going to be lots of other people doing some content, so make sure that you watch everything. And I think some people will probably be doing some more spoilery stuff. But it will all be tagged with spoilers. Nobody's supposed to be spoiling nothing right now. Okay? And I hope that we didn't. I don't think we did.
Yeah, we're good.
Pirates. Is that a spoiler? Nobody knows.
Trick-taking. Legacy.
Sailing. Sail! Those are our thoughts on Sail Legacy, our first impression. We're excited to play more, but until then, that is everything that we have for you today. Now, If you're interested in buying board games, we're going to Kickstarter for this one, but other games by All Play, you should first start by checking your friendly local gaming store, and for us, that is...
Boardroom Game Cafe.
Heck yeah, it is, and if you like what you see,
please subscribe.
We hope to see you again soon, and now we say goodbye. Goodbye!
Later days.
Have plum sauce on my face?
I don't think so.
Probably, eh?
Probably.
Sale. Sale.